Hi, everyone. Today I'm here to talk to you about ETA. And it looks backwards from here. But, anyways, estimated time of arrival. Have you ever noticed in life where something happens to just have timing? And you sit there and either you will sit there and be like, why? Why do you give this information to me now? This is not the information that I really wanted, at least not at this time. And so we sit there and we joke about it. We'll do whatever, except for some of us, we'll really just sit there and argue with the universe or argue with God or however you want to put it, and just be like, really? Really? Right now? No, I am not doing that right now. No. Have you ever been this person? This is actually called the continuum, the timing of the continuum. When you actually hit a point where in time where you are given specific information, and sometimes you're actually like, really, wow, this was incredible timing and stuff, and you're just like all enthusiastic and excited about it and stuff. And then other times you're that person looking up at the sky going, really, right now, this is not cool, stop it. Why do we do this? This is where we talk to you about ETA. Welcome. My name is Joy Divergence, and today I'm here to talk to you about estimated time of arrival. Lately, I was in a time period in my life where I was sharing with somebody else some information, and I had a name that I was sharing with this person by accident through text. Now, if you're a very spiritual person, at some point in time you go, but there are no accidents. Why do we do this? Because there is timing for everything. It is a true fact, but it is something we also make fun of. Because it is so true that we have to laugh at it. Well, you see, while I'm sharing this information with this person about this name by accident that day, I didn't know where it came from. I was doing speech text and it popped the name out on the text. Well, tonight I ended up having a conversation with that person and they said, well, is it this person? And they said the name. And keep in mind, they have been doing this for 2 months. 2 months of them repeating, is it this person? No, stop doing that. Go away. And he's like, you realize why I'm doing that, don't you? And he goes, every time you laugh about it. I'm like, yeah, because it sounds absolutely ridiculous to me. Well, I happened to be looking down at my phone and on YouTube, and that person's name happened to be on YouTube. I had been watching their videos for near a year and a half to 2 years probably by now. And the same name was on there. I'm like, no, I would never, ever, no, not with that name, no. That was my response. And as I'm having this conversation, I begin to have one of those moments of where I'm like, he's never going to let me live this down if I tell him. He's just never going to let me live this down. It's like, well, you might as well tell me anyways. I'm like, wait a sec. Was I just saying that out loud? Crap. What do I do now? It's like, if you were going to tell me anyways, just tell me. No, go away. Timing for everything. At this point in time, I didn't know how to respond better. I was freaking out. I was having shock go into my forehead. I'm seriously like, what the heck is going on? What I realized was that it was the feng shui of the universe. It was something was trying to tell me something is happening. Because I don't know how to think that this universe or God or whatever else and stuff is supposed to have this meaning, have this special meaning of ETA. or God's timing, the universe's ETA, God's ETA. Thank you. Thank you. Really, timing. Thank you. Why do we argue? Some of us that we argue with God or we argue with the universe and stuff, and we sit there and say, "You want me to do what now?" Oh, why are you making me? Why? Well, I ran into somebody one day who did the exact same thing that I did. And for the first time in my life, I'm like, I'm not the only person. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I'm not the only person who deals with being in connection with the universe's ETA system. For once in our lives, we're kind of like, there's somebody else out there that's like me that knows these little things and that does these little things and goes wherever and does whatever. Have you ever watched one of those Netflix movies and stuff or series and stuff where I think one of them had this little kid on there that he was going around and doing things that people just didn't, they looked at it and they were just like, it doesn't make any sense. Why is he going and doing this? They're like, I don't know, but you need to just let him do it. And eventually they end up showing that he's just really good at knowing what to do next in order to make things work in the universe and in order to make things work in the world. We just know at those instantaneous moments that we're supposed to do it. Now we may sit there and try and argue in our heads, but we'll still go and do it because we know it worked and we know what we're supposed to do. We just don't want to do it, especially for those of us that can vocalize it. But those that are dealing with TBI or autism or anything else like that, or maybe you're, what's another word for this and stuff that people tend to recognize? Shaman. Yeah, we're those unique individuals. People want to call us crazy, but for some reason, every time that we do something when we know that it's supposed to be done, something else happens right afterwards. Then they're like, how did you know? I just knew. I don't know what else to tell you. So we end up going about our lives and we continue moving forward and we get to a point to where we do it again. And they ask us again, how did you do that? I don't know, I just did it. One day I'm with my mom and I'm sitting in the living room. I wasn't actually sitting yet. I was in the living room and I was going down these stairs and stuff and I tripped over the stairs and I flipped over the railing and I landed straight into a chair. And my mom looks at me and she goes, how did you do that? I don't know, I just did it. My body, my mind, my spirit, all in one coordination. Just knew it was time. And I have no idea. I just know that it would be like an instantaneous connection to it. And people don't understand that sometimes we feel like this is a curse. And then other times we feel like, wow, this is a really cool thing to have. And then other times we're just like, now what? Because we are waiting to see what's on the other side of this universe's ETA system. So I have news for you. So when you actually come across this yourself, if you are one of these individuals, I invite you to just be with it. You may not want to. You may want to sit there and be the individual who is arguing and sit there and say, no, I am not going to do this. And then you go and do it. Because you know that if you go against it, there are far worse repercussions and you don't want to be on the other side of it. I've been there. I've done that. No, thank you. If you are somebody who struggles with understanding what the universe's ETA actually looks like, let me give you a little bit of a view. One day I was actually with with a significant other that I was with before. I was married to him. And during that time, there was an individual who came into our home. This person who came into our home was with a friend of mine. And the friend ended up just needing an extra space to stay for the time being. She thought we were a safe bet, and she was right. But the other part that came along with that was the universe's ETA of timing. One, to help her get into better circumstances. Two, well, we happened to have this person come into our home, and I didn't listen to the universe's ETA system, and I knew that I should have done something in that moment, but I didn't listen. Well, $300 was gone. They said that they were doing mechanics by hobby, and they were doing yada 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 with it. And I had this gut feeling, no, don't do this. Do not don't do this. Just no, this is going to be so bad if you do. And I'm like, what? Why? We need this right now. But I didn't want to argue. I just knew I had a really bad feeling and stuff, and I didn't follow it. And shortly afterwards, sure enough, person took $300 from us, didn't ever fix our car, and found out several other interesting things about him that I won't repeat on here. But it was just one of those things of the universe. For something to happen, for a specific thing, a series of events with each individual and more than one at once to take place, for a life-changing experience for all to happen. This is the estimated time of arrival for the universe and its system. It works. The universe's system works. So if you don't trust it, you're not going to get very far. So the only other thing I have to say to this is that if you understand this far, if you actually comprehend this, of what I'm saying this far, this is where you get to learn to actually acknowledge that you trust yourself. Because you are part of the universe and everything within it. You're part of the system. You're not necessarily everything, but yet you are at the same time. You're in the space continuum. For those of you that played this role, it is amazing what you can actually do. If you actually understand that you actually have this ability and you just haven't fine-tuned it yet, in the sense of the comprehension of understanding, just allow yourself to be with it, and in given time, you will understand the why of what happened to begin with. Some of them we don't always get to know in this life, but there are plenty of them that we do when you're paying attention. My name is Joy Divergence, and I appreciate your time for learning about the universe's ETA system. Know that you are loved. Namaste.